Hi, my name is Kimberly Brooke. This is our group sensory evaluation of grape juice brands for VE 422. To start off with, why did we choose grapes? Grapes are a very popular fruit. There are many different variations of them, whether it be jelly, juices, wine, or anything else. Most people are also very familiar with the fruit grape, so it's kind of easy. We don't have to go into all the details. They also offer a variety of health benefits, such like essential nutrients like vitamins, minerals, fibers, and antioxidants. There are no dairy allergens in grapes, therefore it didn't exclude anybody who is lactose intolerant in this study. Also, there's a lot of scientific literature out there about grapes and the different forms of grapes, so we could relate that to other studies. And they have various applicable sensory attributes, so we kind of had like a long list of attributes we could have chosen for grapes. So we chose 4 different grape juice brands for our treatments. The first one is Honest Kids. It's an organic grape juice. It was $2.38 at Walmart. It has 11 grams of sugar per serving. It's 30% juice and 100% vitamin C, so this one's a little bit more of the healthier one. The second one is Great Value. This one is $2.78 at Walmart. It has 2 servings of fruit per every 8-ounce glass, and it has 39 grams of sugar, a lot more than the Honest Kids. It's 100% juice with no added sweeteners and 130% of vitamin C. Our third one is Ocean Spray. That one was $2.68 at Walmart with 31 grams of sugar and 100% vitamin C. And then finally we chose Kool-Aid just to kind of throw a different one out there so we could detect the variation in that. And this one was only 25 cents at Winco. To make it, we had 1 cup of sugar, 2 quarts of water, and we added the grape flavored powder in a pitcher. It has 25 grams of sugar, which is a little less than I expected, and it does contain artificial flavoring. It's only 10% vitamin C. So for the sensory attributes, we chose color, sourness, bitterness, sweetness, and smoothness. For color, we decided to set a standard, cherry cough syrup being 1 and eggplant being 15, the most intense. We decided to do more of a red tone for our least intense standard because grape juice is more of a red tone. For the second one, we had sourness with ripe banana being number 1 and lime being 15. Bitterness, the standard being water to black coffee. Sweetness, plain yogurt to white sugar. And smoothness, extra pulp orange juice and spring water. So here's a table that includes all the definitions of each attribute and our standard and the intensity. So it was on a line scale between 0 and 15. So for color, the definition is a property possessed by an object of producing different sensations on the eye as a result of the way the object reflects or emits light. Sourness is defined as having an acid taste, not bitter, salty, or sweet. Sweetness is having the pleasant taste characteristic of sugar or honey. Bitterness being having a sharp, pungent taste or smell. We mostly focus on the taste for that one. And then for smoothness, having an even and regular surface or consistency. We chose smoothness as one of our attributes because we thought this one would have the most variation, because a lot of the times juices have a lot of sugar in it, and when something contains a lot of sugar, it might not be as smooth in your mouth. So for mouthfeel, it might not be as smooth. So the sensory study itself, we had a panel of 4 college students, all in VE 422. We made sure ahead of time that none of these students were colorblind. They did not smoke, chew gum, or drink and eat before the test. They also don't drink grape juice regularly, so they were not adapted to it. We had the 4 treatments, which was the 4 different brands of grape juice, and they were all assigned a random number, a 3-digit number, so that it was presented in a random and balanced way. It took place in a well-lit room with an average temperature and pressure. And then the panelists also sat in a small booth where there were no distractions and they couldn't be swayed by any other panelists. The attributes were ranked, like I said, on a 15-centimeter line scale. For the color test, we went ahead and used clear glasses with white paper underneath so that there were no things affecting the color of the grape juice, and you could really see. And then for the rest of them, we chose white cups because we did not want the color of the grape juice to affect their decisions and their rankings. To continue, we also had 3 different training sessions. The first training session is when we introduced the different products and grape juice itself and attributes that grapes have. The second session was when we chose the 5 attributes we wanted to do for this test. We established the standards and explained the intensity scale. And then for the third session, it was a 2-hour session in which we continued to familiarize the panelists with the attributes and their standards so that they were ready and did not go into the test unaware of what was happening. For the formal evaluation, like I said, we rated the intensity of each grape juice brand. And so it was in a balanced and random order, and there was a line scale on a ballot in each booth. For this test, we decided to use ANOVA analysis. We chose ANOVA analysis because it measures differences in scoring between panelists and differences between average score for each treatment. All in all, we just wanted to see the difference in the variations among each attribute and the grape juice brands. So we figured this would be the best test. This is the F values for each attribute for the panelists and the grape juice. I'm not going to go through the calculations, but as you can see, we have our degrees of freedom and we have all the F values for everything. So we decided to go with a significance level of 0.05, which is kind of a common significance level to choose for these studies. After looking at a table, in using the degrees of freedom, we found our significant value was 2.37, which meant anything over 2.37 had significance. So as you can see, color had significance. Sourness was below 2.37. Sweetness had a little significance. Bitterness was below, and so was smoothness. So like I said, color was the most significant attribute, and sweetness came second. Here is our means of separation table, which was divided into 3 different groups, A, B, and C. These are the values. So the results from this table is we saw that Honest Kids and Ocean Spray were in the same group and had no significant difference in color, whereas Kool-Aid and Grape Value were significantly different. For sourness, it was grouped into 2 different groups. We had Honest Kids and Kool-Aid grouped together, and then Grape Value and Ocean Spray grouped together. For sweetness and bitterness, there were 3 different levels in which we grouped everything. And then for smoothness, we realized that all the juice brands were pretty smooth or either not smooth except for Honest Kids. That one was the most different from the rest of them. So in conclusion, we found that there was significant difference between Honest Kids and the rest of the brands. Grape Value and Ocean Spray had no significant differences between attributes besides their color, but even that was a little bit similar. Smoothness had the most variation, with having Honest Kids separate from the rest of them. And like we said, we kind of thought that one would because of the sugar content in each grape juice brand. But for the most part, the grape juice brands were very similar. I was a little surprised because I thought Kool-Aid would be like very, very different from the rest of them since it was not technically a grape juice. However, we found Honest Kids was the most different from them, as in taste, color, and all of our attributes. Something that could have swayed our experiment was we did serve the treatments room temperature rather than cold. So that could have definitely affected how they tasted to our panel. But for the most part, this was our conclusion. These are the sources that we used in our paper. And that's the rest of it. Thank you so much.